We are live, guys, and this is round 17 here in Russia in the Gold League. And a familiar name alongside me today is F7R Taylor. I know, your first one, your first ever one. It definitely is, mate. I can't wait to see all the excitement and explosion in this race today. A Quinlan straight in there with the 20 bits. Thank you so much, mate. So let's see who's going to be straight out on track. It's going to be definitely going to be an interesting race today. Our very own F7RE Williams there. Our very own lead director Ed there is racing for the Mercedes. Teammate of Steg. How do you think he'll do, Taylor? Yeah, I think you're right. The Moz Monster, they've just subscribed for a 4-month streak. Thank you so much, Moz, for another subscribe with Prime, and that is now 4 months for the Renault driver. So we are going out on track already, and we've got an Alfa Romeo. It's Q-Boys who's going to be first through. How did you find it in Russia today, Taylor? Yeah, definitely. You really have to use all the track limits around here. 1 minute to saying you sound really quiet, boys. We can't hear you. Let me just change that. Just jump into the settings so you can sort that out. Let's see if I can turn this down. Right, is that any better? Put share party chat on, Taylor. Taylor, you need to just go in your settings, party settings, and just make sure that you've got share audio, share chat audio on. Share party chat. Let me just double check how it sounds on the stream.
Yeah, there we go. That should be all sorted now.
Right, just let me double check if it's on. Yeah, we can hear you now, mate. Sounds good.
Perfect.
So we've got Q-Boys in the Alfa Romeo. He's already been taken by, I think that was a Williams.
I think it's Maxi Block. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Maxi Block. Both the Williams are out on a lap. So we've got Maxi Block there coming through Sector 1. Let's jump on board with the Williams driver. He needs to try and chase down Bats Plus again today. He did a great job last week. Bats Plus only managing to finish 6th. We had a great finish for the McLaren boys last week, Matt and Jake. Let's see if Matt can get another win on the board, or even a podium.
It was. Jake's definitely got the pace to be up there as well.
He has, yeah.
I think he got a penalty during that race. That's what let him down, but he's definitely just as quick as Matt.
They did really well working together last week, Matt and Jake. Letting each other by, you know, when they were quicker and things like that. And they thoroughly deserved a race win last week.
The trouble is with this Gold League, there's so many people up there that can win the race. The whole top 10 are capable of finishing on that podium as well.
Maxi Block's only out on the mediums though, even though we're only in Q1. He's just testing his pace out there today. Jeg with a bit of support again. Let's get out of Q1, he says. So Steg, you need to listen today. Q-Boys setting the pace. Maxi Block only 133. They're so much slower than mediums. And Jake comes through in that McLaren for a 131.0. Let's do 6, he invalidated, but we've got a Red Bull. Hallis is on an outlap. We've got that Homo Sapien as well, just behind him. I think he is on an outlap as well.
We've just got Ben coming through the first sector now, B right. Yeah.
Let's go. Jumping on with the Racing Point of B right, soon to be Aston Martin. Have you started watching that Drive to Survive?
I haven't started it yet. I've seen plenty of spoilers though.
Oh no, don't tell me any. I watched the first half of episode 1 just before the race started, so I could jump straight on that after the race. So
been quite a clean lap so far.
Yeah, he's looking to continue that pace here today in Russia. Round 17, not many races to go as well. Rusty, how you doing, mate? You're in for a thriller today. Joe Champion already finished Drive to Survive. Done a few hours there, Joe. As the Racing Point comes through, so we've had Sam Flea and Jake the Lad them setting their laps of 132 and a 133. We've got B Right with a 131.2 and E Williams already in the 130s, a 130.6 for the Mercedes driver. So already setting the benchmark out there. It'll be interesting to see where Walker is when he comes through as well. See if he's sort of around the same pace. Marius Daniel in that hat is going to be coming through next as well. Matt just getting out of his way.
Oh, Homo Sapien just losing it on the second to last corner.
Oh, he did, yeah. As the Haas driver comes through, and it's a 131.9 for Marius Daniel. He goes 6th fastest in Q1. Lemon Who, he's next to come through. He's not had a very good lap. It's a 134. He was invalidated anyway. He's definitely going to want to improve on the race last week. Him and B Right as well. Both having terrible starts.
Yeah, B Right not had a good few races recently compared to the start of the season.
He hasn't. No, I think 2 weeks ago he had a DNF, and last week he was in all sorts of bother at the start of the race.
Yeah, he's definitely got the pace since he's switched to no traction. He's definitely got a lot quicker, so he's got it in him.
Oh yeah, definitely has. The Mosmos there as well, 131.1. The improvement we've seen in the Renault driver there as well since the start of the season has been incredible.
What do you reckon the pole time will be for Q3?
Oh god, it could be anything in the Gold League. It literally could be anything. It's so quick, these guys. I mean, your pace as well. I mean, if you didn't drop down to the silver, I think you'd be competing with these guys now.
Yeah, it's a tricky one because at the time I was still 9/10 off, and I don't know what happened. Just a couple of races in, it just clicks sort of. You just find it. I don't know if it's the lines you take. It's
the more you sort of practice, you then start to find that pace and that line and what works for you.
That's
and you really just hit it as well.
Your braking don't change, getting onto the power.
Yeah. So we got Homo Sapien coming through sector 1, but so is Steg. Rob J. Lewis just coming through sector 3. Can he get out of Q1 in the Alfa Romeo? I don't know if it's going to be quick enough as he comes through. He's going to be 134s, 133.7. Got Bats Plus coming through sector 2, but he's invalidated. Fanfan is coming out the pits. We've got Pricey coming through sector 2 as well in that other Haas. Not set a lap time yet. Lemon Who as well, he went 6th fastest with a 131.6.
Good lap from Lemon there.
It was.
Oh, Bats has gone into the pits. Oh yeah, he's invalidated.
Oh, so he's back in the pits, 8 minutes left. Price is coming round. You need to be coming back out that pit, so we're on the 3 minute mark.
Walker just going through sector 1 now.
And Pricey goes fastest in Q1. A 1:30.6 for the Haas driver puts him fastest with 7 minutes of Q1 to go. And Walker coming through sector 1. Let's jump on board with the Ferrari driver. Let's see where his pace is going to be here today. Mosvald with the 50 bits as well. So Walker's invalidated. He will sort of ease off the gas now and get ready for another flyer.
Yeah, he's got time to do another flying lap and then go back in and try and set another one in case that one don't work out.
Yeah, both the Ferraris as well, not set a lap yet.
It'll be interesting to see if Max's Rock will do another lap on the softs or whether he's confident those mediums will keep him into Q2. That in 10th place at the minute.
Sam Flea going back in the pits as well. Steg's in the pits. I think they will head back out shortly. So Walker ready to set another lap. That one was invalid. It's going to be really interesting to see where this Ferrari driver ends up. So we'll stay on board with him for the whole lap. He has got a Red Bull behind him on an out lap. Be right. Can you still hear us? I just want to check if you can hear us. Two seconds, lads. Let me just double check. Fan finished. You need to come back in. So Walker coming through sector 2. Is it going to be purple for the Ferrari driver? Yep, Sam Flea will turn down the game volume now.
In Stubix coming through, setting up 1:31.8, sitting in 12th now.
In 12th in Stubix, the Williams driver. So Walker is coming through. This is going to be his lap time. The Ferrari driver as he comes towards the finish straight. Where's the benchmark? It's a 1:31.3, only 7th fastest for the Ferrari. So we need Homo Sapien and Hallis both to set laps now. Hallis, the Red Bull driver, is about to go onto his flyer.
Just going to stay on board here with Batsu starting his first time lap, hopefully.
Yeah, I'll stay on board with Homo Sapien. That's just behind him as well. So both of these guys in the drop zone need to set some flyers here. Homo Sapien had a good couple of races recently.
He has. He's doing quite well since coming up from the Silver League.
He has, yeah. I actually forgot. He started in the silver. It's like he's been a gold racer the whole time.
He does. He definitely relished the challenge of being higher up.
Definitely.
With quicker drivers.
Hallis here as well. Been here from week 1 in Formula 7. Yeah, he's had quite a few teammates now. He has Hallis. We know he's got pace, Homo Sapien, but where will he be? 3 minutes of this qualifying session left. In Stubix and the Williams just moves out of the way. The Homo Sapien as he comes through the final 2 corners. Heads towards the finish line. It's a 1:30.9. It's 4th fastest for Homo Sapien. That moves Steg into the drop zone, who's out on an outlap at the moment. We've got Bats Plus about to come through as well. So 1:30.7. Bats Plus is really in danger again here. Both the Alpha Tauri sitting 15th and 14th.
It looks like he was trying to keep that more from getting an invalidation than for pace. it looked clean, but it just wasn't that quick.
No, you're right. Maybe just trying to keep it too clean, be too cautious, but he's slowing the car down, so he's not going for another lap. Or maybe he's going to go around and then have one more crack at this. We've got Sam Flea, he's on a flyer as well. And we've got Steg coming through Sector 1. So Steg needs to improve his time by about 5 or 6 attempts here to have a chance at getting through Q1. He is up on his lap time, but he's invalidated. No, so Steg will have to get round to set another lap. He'll probably slow it down now. You've got Sam Flea who's coming behind him. Sam Flea needs to improve his time to try and escape this drop zone. He's the next in line to go down.
He's 6 attempts up at the minute. Doing quite a good lap.
So flyer for Sam Flea here in the AlphaTauri, currently leading the Constructors' Championships, and his teammate is currently the championship leader. And his teammate there just moving out of the way for him. One minute right here, let me just sort that out.
It is now.
So Ed, a 130.4, so he's gone back to pole here in Q1. Sam Flea comes round, where's he going to be? He goes 11th fastest, he's 4 tenths quicker. So Instubix is now in the drop zone, he's on an out lap. Steg is going to have one flying lap at this as he comes through Sector 1, so he's on his last flyer, his last chance to get out of there. Hallis coming through Sector 3 now, can he get out of the drop zone? And it's a, whoa, Hallis, a 131.4 moves to 12th, that puts Bats Plus. Bats Plus is going out in Q1, the championship leader, if he doesn't improve this lap time. Lemon, who's down to 14th? What's that, sorry? Maxi Block, yeah. 130.6 for the Williams driver and Maxi Block. So they're all dropping here. Bats Plus really needs to improve. He's only 100th up on his lap time at the moment. The current championship leader is very close to being eliminated here in Q1. He's nearly 1/10 up. Jake the Lad is sat in the pits and he could potentially be out here, Jake the Lad, if Bats Plus keeps improving.
Steg isn't going to improve. He's 3 tenths down in Sector 2. Looks like he's going into the pits.
Yeah, so Steg is going to be out Q1. Jeg won't be happy with that. As Bats Plus comes around the final bend, and it's a 131.5, so Bats Plus only just escaping, and Lemon who as well, but Instubix is coming round. Fanfinish, the other Ferrari driver, did not set a single lap time and will start at the back of this Russian Grand Prix. Instubix is out as well, so Lemon just surviving as well as Bats Plus. A load of drivers there. Lemon, Bats Plus, Hallis, Sam Flea, Marius, Q-Boys. Really quick guys and only just making it through. So as you said, Taylor, they're all over the place. It doesn't, all the paces just vary each race.
See, I don't really know who's going to get pole now, to be honest. My money would have been on Walker, but don't really know if he was pushing or... You've got Bats Plus down at 14th, close to going out. It's going to be a good one for Q3, definitely.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting here to see the strategies that these guys take in Q2. I can't see many drivers starting on the mediums. I think they'll lose way too much time in this race starting on the mediums.
I feel like it's a risk if they go for the mediums. If there's an early safety car, that isn't something they would really want.
No, yeah. No problem, Jake. Hopefully the race is a lot better. You and Steg are going to be on them recovery drives today. Matt there as well, second fastest in Q1. Second fastest, the race winner last week. Right, says Taylor's a little bit quiet now. Taylor, if you go onto your settings and just to adjust your microphone level, just turn it up slightly.
Yeah.
So after Q1, Ed is the fastest racer on track, setting a 1:30.4. Matt is a 1:30.6, just under 2/10. Look how close he is to Price, 1,000th of a second separate them two from second and third. Maxi Block 4 fastest, but it's all down to these guys at the back. Fanfitness will start at the back of this grid. Batspus and Lemon Who only just escaping the drop zone, but Fanfitness won't be happy that he's starting from the back of this grid. Also Steg and Rob J. Lewis there as well. Rob J. Lewis starting at the back row of the grid. But this is Q2. Let's see where these guys end up and what strategies they take for this Russian Grand Prix.
I've just adjusted it now, so hopefully it's a bit better.
Yeah, I think it is, mate. So we got a Williams and a Renault straight out of the pits. That's Maxi Block and Lemon Who. So not waiting around this time. Can we get a weather update for the whole race? Hopefully it's dry like the silver. Steg, my hands shake every race. I remember when I was racing and it used to be exactly the same. I'd really struggle, nervous on the qualifying, try not to invalidate, but as soon as the race came, it's like it all went away and you just sort of went for it. Dry race, says Ed.
I don't know what's happened now, but I've lost all volume, so I can just about hear you now. So,
What, through your mic?
yeah, from a headset, yeah. So let me just adjust that.
Yeah, the race is always better, Steg. Lemon Who's going to be first to set a lap round here in Q2. Let's jump and see if anybody has gone for the mediums. Only Homo Sapien has left the pit lane on the mediums, and Pricey's got them on, but he's not come out on them yet.
It's just come out on the mediums. I think that's a youth set though, so I think he'll go back onto the softs later in the session.
Yeah, just getting a little practice lap in. So a Haas driver coming out, just getting out of the way, and he's on his flyer now. Lemon, can he get through to Q3? Be interesting to see where Walker's pace here is in Q2, because they'll all speed up a little bit. But I think we'll see. Oh, he was invalidated again from Lemon. So we'll jump on board with Maxi Block in the Williams. He's going to be next. Ben says Ed for pole. Maxi Block in the Williams, racing round, also known as Blocky, comes through sector 2. He looks quick, the Williams driver. Joe Champion's money's on Walker for pole. As he comes through, Maxi, he goes to 1:30.4. Who's next through? So we've got an Alpha Tauri and an Alfa Romeo coming through. That's Sam Flea. He's next. He goes a 131.3. And then we got Q Boys. That's a 131.4. We got a McLaren as well. That is Matt. Second fastest in Q1. Matt in the McLaren comes through. He goes a 130.5. Goes second fastest, but a purple sector 3. We've got the Moz. He's invalidated as well. Hallis dives back into the pits. Homo Sapien coming through sector 3 in that Red Bull, but he's out on the medium, so he won't be competing with these guys yet. So we do have a bit of support for Lemon. Rusty says Lemon for pole. A 131.8 for Homo Sapien on the median compounds. So not too bad.
A 131.4 for Lemon there. I think that was his second lap on those tyres, so he'll probably go for another lap shortly.
Yellow flag, I don't know what that is, just a slow car. So Lemon, who is trying to increase his lap time, pricing Homo Sapien, the two slowest that have set laps at the moment, both on the medium, so you can see the pace difference. You've got Jake in the McLaren coming through sector 2 as well. Let's jump on board with the McLaren driver. Let's see where his pace is. Both of the McLarens absolutely throwing them cars around here in the race last week. What race was it? Singapore last week. As he comes through sector 3 towards the last two corners here in Russia. It looks quick. He's 130. He's 130.7. Goes third fastest. So the two McLarens in second and third. Right, let's jump on board with him. Let's show him some airtime here. Ed Williams in the Mercedes currently sits in 14th. As he comes up the straight, the ERS is on.
Oh, Walker, I think it's just start of sector 2, just spun it and completely lost it.
So Walker has spun it. That is huge for these guys. Walker in the Ferrari has spun it and he is out in Q2. So not the race that Walker was expecting, and that recovery drive is going to be huge for Walker today. Ed going purple sector 2. Walker crashed, he did, Steg.
Ben with a 130.5 there. Good lap from him there.
Yeah, B right with a 130.5 in the Racing Point. Phenomenal lap, goes second fastest. And here he comes. Ed is through. It's a 130.7, so he just splits the McLaren drivers up right in the middle of them guys. So Marius Daniel next to set a lap, and it's a 131.4. Will it be quick enough to get him through? We've still got Hallison, the current championship leader, to set lap. So let's jump on board with the Red Bull of Hallis as he comes through sector 2. Cormar, how are you, mate? Oh, not today, Lash. I'm full of a cold. Taylor said he'll sing, though.
You definitely don't want me singing, I can tell you that.
He said 30,000 points, you can redeem it.
It's probably worse than Ed's, to be honest.
Hallis just slipping out slightly in that Red Bull. Can he still keep this quick enough to get through to Q3? in the Red Bull comes through towards the finish straight. It's a 1:32.1. It's not going to be quick enough to get him through. We've got the Moz Monster coming through Sector 1 in the Renault as well. He's invalidated, so he's going to have to go again. Only 5 minutes left. Bats Plus, the championship leader, is out on an outlap. So we got Q-Boys as well. He's half a second up in that Alfa Romeo. He's going to have to improve his lap time because they're all 1:31.4, 7th, 8th and 9th. And Pricey only a 10th behind them guys as well.
Marius coming through, 2/10 up, coming into the final corner.
He is. Nice spot, 1:31.2 for Marius. And then Q-Boys is going to come through 7/10 up. So Marius improves his lap time and gets a little ahead of all these guys that are grouped up. Lemon's going to have to improve as well. But Q-Boys coming through to the final 2 corners. Final 2 chicanes. Q-Boys in the Alfa Romeo goes a 1:30.8. Goes 6th fastest in the Alfa Romeo. I don't know if he actually moved a position there.
I think he just got ahead of Marius there, Dust.
Just ahead of the Haas driver of Marius. Lemon, who is up on his lap time as well, he's going to have to improve. I think there was a spun car there. Price is going to have to improve. He's out on a lap. Hallis, what's he going to have to do now? He's going to have to slow it down and go again for a last flyer. Let's go on board with the Moz for the full lap in the Renault. Currently sits in 15th. Be very surprised if he doesn't improve any of these lap times to get inside the top 10. So he's invalidated again, the Moz. He's going to have to slow it down and go for another flyer. Bats Plus coming through Sector 2. He didn't have a great Q1. He seems like he's just too cautious. Yeah, coming through Sector 2. It doesn't look like he's using the track limits. It looks like he is very cautious coming around each bend. But he's gone purple, Sector 2, so what do I know? So great sector from Bats Plus, the championship leader.
Pricey coming through the final sector also, 6/10 up at the minute, which will put him about 6th, which would be a good lap.
So going to be close to see who goes out here in Q2. Bats Plus coming around the final corner, goes a 1:30.8, so he goes 7th on the grid.
1:35 from Pricey in 4th now.
Pricey, yeah, right up to 4th. Bats Plus down to 8th. Can Lemon improve as well? Hallis as well. No, all down on the lap times. Yeah, Sam Flea and Marius both in the pits. So the Moz is going to have to set a good lap here. The Moz's lap could push Sam Fleet out in Q2 and move Bats Plus down to 9th if he sets a good one. So the 2 Renaults definitely in danger of going out in Q2 here. The Moz just coming up to a Haas driver. Hopefully just shift out the way when he gets there. Doesn't want to be slowed down, especially on a flyer. As he does, Pricey just moves over to the left. He's on for a good lap.
I don't think he'll be able to get another lap in now with 1:50 left.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that is it for Lemon. Let's just see where the Moz is going to be as he comes down to the final 2 corners. It looks quick. It looks really quick. It's a 1:30.4. It's the fastest lap in Q2. So he goes pole in Q2. That pushes everybody down a position. Every single driver. You got a Homo Sapien as well still to go. He's nearly 2/10 up on his lap time. Oh, he's invalidated it, Homo Sapien. So he's gonna have a 1 lap shootout. Sam Flea's on an outlap as well. Could potentially move his teammate out of Q2 if him and Homo Sapien improve their lap times. Marius still in the garage, so that is him. He's going to hope that nobody improves here. Bats Plus is also in the pits, so they are really in the danger of dropping out. So staying on board with the Alpha Tauri of Sam Flea.
Bats Plus could have made a mistake here, sitting in 9th if both Homo Sapien and his teammate improved. Could push him down to 11th.
Could go out. Homo Sapien yet just started a flyer, so Sam Flea is up on his lap time. Homo Sapien has just started his lap as well. Hallis is going to be out, he's in the pits. Lemon's out, he's in the pits. And everybody just inside the top 10 are all in the pit lane as well. So it's literally only Sam Flea and Homo Sapien to go. Both in the drop zone in Q2. Both trying to get out. Nearly 1/10 up is Sam Flea in the Alpha Tauri. That would be good enough to get him up to 10th. Homo Sapien up on his lap time as well. This is going to be very close, but they're going to have to improve by about 4/10 to try and knock Bats Plus out. As he comes through, and Sam Flea stays 11th. He lost it all. He lost it all in the final sector, and Homo Sapien is nearly half a second up, so it's Marius that is going to lose his spot, and Bats Plus is going to get through by the skin of his teeth. Homo Sapien just makes it through, and Marius goes out. Bats Plus just getting through in 10th position. Look at that, the Moz with the fastest lap. Homo Sapien just getting through with the last lap there, and Bats Plus just scraping through as well. So Walker will start 15th in this Grand Prix. Hallis in 14th, Lemonwho in 13th, Sam Flea in 12th, and Marius Daniel in the Haas will start 11th.
4/10 between the top 10. It's very close to call.
That is incredible. 4/10 split in the whole top 10.
And top 5, just 1/10 between them. So I have no idea who's going to get pole, to be honest.
I know, yeah, I just have no idea. Be right. Your mum wishing you a better race than last week. So come on, she's watching whilst also decorating the bathroom. So who's going to be first to make a move here in Q3? We've got Homo Sapien, Matt, Jake, Maxi, Be Right, Q Boys, Bats Plus, Ed Williams, the Moz and M Price, they all battling for pole in this Russian Grand Prix.
Got Maxi Block out ahead of Pricey here, so they're going to get their lap in quick.
Yeah, Maxi Block straight out again, no waiting around. So Maxi and Pricey straight out the pit lane. So Ben says Ed for pole, a 29.6 he reckons. Let's see if you're right, Ben. I can't wait to see the start of this race. They're all so close as well.
They are. That's what's going to make it interesting. It's a hard track to overtake on because you do have to follow, especially through sector 2.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You've really got to stay on top of them. Ben says you need to avoid the sausage curves. Yeah, you do. Adi says Maxi Black had a terrible time in his silver race. He did, crashing out. But let's see what he can do in the gold race.
They do send you flying, so you've got to make sure
you
cut
have to be
it just
so
right.
careful in sector 3 coming over the curbs. So Maxi just slipping out a little bit, but I still think he's on for a great lap here, the Williams driver. Yellow flag, I don't know why that is, I can't see anything. But it seems like everybody is out the pits now apart from Bats Plus. Can he do better than the Q3 and Q2, Q1 and Q2 session that he's had so far? Yeah, as Maxi comes through, where is he going to be? Comes through towards the finish, it's a 130.5, and then we've got Pricey through next. In the Haas goes a 130.2, goes fastest. And then we've got Q-Boys, goes a 130.9, and then we've got a McLaren. Is that Matt or Jake? It's Matt. Jake's invalidating. Matt goes a 130.5. Ed Williams a 129.9, so finally we hit them 129s. And he currently sits on pole. B Wright a 130.7. Homo Sapien in the Red Bull coming through sector 2 as well. We've got Jake invalidated his lap time, and so did the Moz. So Homo Sapien, where's he going to sit? As he comes down the long right hand straight. And then a tricky part of the course at the end. Very easy to brake late there. And then the sausage curbs, the left and right. Looks quick. It looks quick by Homo Sapien. Where's he going to be as he comes through towards the finish? It's a 130.7 for Homo Sapien, so he currently sits in at 6th. And Jake in the McLaren is going to be next to set his lap time. Only 3 drivers yet to set a lap. Bats Plus is out on an out lap. Sam Flea! Sam Flea subscribed with Prime. That is now 3 months. So a huge shout out to Sam Flea for his free 3rd month subscription.
Moz seems to be struggling with the track limits today. He just invalidated another timed lap.
So another lap invalidated for Moz. That's a 130.8 for Jake as well. That's slowest so far. Bats Plus also invalidated as well. So it seems like they're both struggling here. So everybody back into the pits. Oh, I've seen an Alfa Romeo just flick the curb there. Just taking off a little bit. I think he was watching the X Games. Homo Sapien nearly a second up on his lap time. If the telemetry was right, but it's invalidated, that's why. So yeah, everybody sat in the pits. Let's take a breather. Red Wildfire says, come on, Moz. So only 5 minutes left to the start of this Russian Grand Prix. As you can see, no Walker, if you're looking for him, crashed out in Q2. The championship leader currently sat in 9th position, not set a lap yet. But he is on a flyer now. Let's go on board with the AlphaTauri driver. He's invalidated again, Bats. That's not what he wants. So that is everybody in the pits apart from Bats Plus. Four minutes to go. Will we see everybody leave the pit lane and try and go again? Jake says his teammate be right for P2 today. Thank you, Jay Bentley. I appreciate that. Hopefully I'll do a lot better next time. And he was great on commentary for the Silver Race. Him and Ed did a really good job. It was like he's been doing it his whole life. Ben's still saying Ed at 29.6. So everybody's still in the pit lane. Q-Boys and Homo Sapien now on their outlaps. So is Maxit. No movement yet from the pole sitter's garage.
Do you reckon anyone will be able to match that time, getting to the 1:29s?
I think potentially the Moz. I think he's got it in him to get in the 1:29s, but it'll be interesting to see if he's able to. If he manages to keep a lap validated, because you can really see that he's just touching the track limits everywhere he goes, and that's why he's struggling to get a lap. So hopefully this lap, it really is. It's so easy. The track's, it's so wide, and you need that pace to go through, but it's so easy to touch that curb and take the two wheels off. So the Moz coming through sector 3. Where's he going to sit? The Renault driver. Can he compete as he comes over the final chicane? It's a 1:30.5. It's only 5th fastest. Q-Boys is invalidated as well. Bats Plus is coming out the pit lane. He's got one shot at getting through. So we've got Maxi Block as well, I think. Yeah, he's just on a flyer now. So's Homo Sapien as well. So we'll stay on board with Maxi Block. Can he go pole? Can he get into the 1:29s? Yeah, that's purple sector 1 for Maxi Block. So it's the fastest sector 1 of the qualifying session so far. Can he keep this pace, the Williams driver? It's purple sector 2. He's on a flyer here, Maxi. Is he going to go pole? Everybody's on a flyer now. Still 3 drivers on outlaps that need to get through the finish straight. The Moz just moving out of the way. He's purple. He's purple. He comes through to the final corner of the Grand Prix. He comes through. Maxi Block, has he done enough? It's a 1:30.2. He stays second fastest. So the Moz has one more chance.
Pricey 10th down at the minute, but it looks like he's behind Q-Boys, who's also on a timed lap at the minute as well. So, don't know whether he'll be able to improve in this final sector.
Yeah, he doesn't. He probably won't move out the way either. Bats Plus currently sat in 10th, not even set a lap yet. Oh, Maxi Block's just spun and he's hit the wall. Wheel off for Maxi, and that is cost a lot of drivers their race time as well. Everybody trying to avoid him, all on flying laps. Pricey comes through, Q-Boys comes through, none of them improve on the lap time. That is that for these guys. Matt is 2 tenths up as well. He's got to avoid the crash car. That'll be moved by that time, hopefully. So Matt, our race winner in Singapore, comes through. As he comes through the final corner, comes towards the finish, straight to 130.0. He goes second fastest, so close to the 129s. So the race winner last week is going to be starting second on the grid, unless any of these other drivers. And it's a 129.7 for Ed Williams in the Mercedes, so he goes faster as he sits on pole position. Homo Sapiens invalidated. B Right comes through. B Right at 130.3 stays in 5th. And that is it for qualifying. What a session. So the current championship leader is not going to have a great start to this race. Again, he's going to be starting in 10th position.
Yeah, I think he only got to set the one lap in that, but it didn't look a great lap that he did set. I don't know if it was Maxi Block that impeded his lap at all, but
yeah, might have been, but starting on pole for the Russian Grand Prix is Ed Williams, and alongside him is last week's race winner Matt. Maxi Block and Pricey will sit at the second row of the grid, and B Right and the Moz on the third row. Jake in the McLaren and Q-Boys in the Alfa Romeo on the fourth row, and Homo Sapien and Bats Plus starting 9th and 10th. I can't wait for this race now. Remember, nobody ready up, and we should go on the lights out. Oh, Maxi Block's ready. Remember, formation laps, stay away from each other, guys. No need to get disqualified. Get them tyres warmed up. It's going to be an exciting start of this race. So Maxi Block, will he start 10th because he crashed out? No, he will start 3rd because he'd set his lap.
it's going to be an interesting race to see what tyres Walker starts on. Just see if I can find that out. So he's gone with the medium, starting in 15th.
He has gone for the medium.
Try and work his way up from there.
Joe Champion says, classic Maxi, not learnt from this morning. And so only 3 drivers opting for the medium, and that is Walker, Steg and Rob J. Lewis. The Moz and B Right, they're not going to get to warm up any tyres today.
So it'll be interesting to see if anybody can catch Ed today. He looked a lot quicker in qualifying, 3/10 quicker than second place. Sam, I wouldn't know why you're not controlling the formation lap. So all the drivers just warming the tyres up, the strategy options. I can't see anybody going for the hard compound unless they get damage. They're a lot slower than the softs and the mediums. There they are, the naughty boys sat on the grid with Mozambique right. So this is it. This is the Russian Grand Prix. Fan finish will start from the back of this grid. Walker as well in 15th. And it's lights out and away we go here in Russia. Ed gets a great start. Pricey, Sam Flea's left the session. Pricey's moved up to second. Maxi Block down to third. Price is up 2 places. Maxi Block stays in third, so Matt loses 2 places. Matt is now, Jake is up 3 positions, takes his teammate. There's a Mercedes that's spun. That's Ed. He's been crashed into, so huge collision there. Ed causing all sorts of drama from the back of the grid. Unbelievable.
With Rob J. Lewis, I think one of the Ferraris.
Oh, Rob has spun, but Ed just avoids him. Instubix is up, Lemon Who's up 5 positions. So there's carnage at the back of the grid, but no safety car and no DNFs, which is what we like to see. But Maxi Block is on pole. He's leading this Grand Prix now. Price is up 2 positions. Be right in the podium's in third, but he's got Matt all over the back of him. So the McLaren and the Racing Point side by side here on the first lap of Russia. Homo Sapien is up 4 positions as well. Lemon in the point, and the Moz losing 3 positions. So not the start Ed would have wanted. So Steg is up 3 as well. He's up to 15th. Ed losing 16 places there.
Not sure what happened to Marius either. He's down right at the back of the grid, quite a way off, 9 places down.
He is, lost 9 positions, and at the back of this grid, Fanfinis, who started right at the back of the grid, up 8 places into 12th. So Hallis, Walker and Ed all pit. So we will see that battle today between Walker and Ed.
Pricey right behind Maxi Block now, going down. Will he make a move? Oh, it's just a little bit too far back.
Sorry mate, just taking some cold and flu stuff. So Matt gets the overtake on B Right. B Right's all over the back of him. The Racing Point, the McLaren, he's going to go side to side with him as well, coming through the sausage curbs. Let's take a backwards view, Homo Sapien, watching these guys battle. B Right gets that position back. Look at the overtake, he's got him back. B Right back up to third position. A battle between the Racing Point and the McLaren. The McLaren will have that slipstream coming up the straight. Oh, just brakes slightly to move out the way of a collision. But he goes up the side and he's got it. B Right conceding that position. And Jake got the overtake on Homo Sapien, who slips. And he's crashed, and Bats Plus is in that drama as well.
Fanfinus has just taken Jake the lad.
Fanfinus up to 9th now.
Great start from underneath, opening that.
Luckily, I don't think Bats Plus has got any damage. But Fanfinus having a great start to this race, and B Right loses that position again to Matt. Price is staying with Maxi Block. The Moz now back up to the two Renaults in 6th and 7th, and a fantastic start to this race now, the Renault drivers. Maybe a bit of team orders coming into play there because the Moz was behind Lemon. Bats Plus takes Fanfinus, an overtake. So Fanfinus loses a position to the championship leader of Bats Plus, and now Jake the lad in the Racing Point all over the back of these guys.
Walker's overtaken Hallis now. He's got 24 seconds to make up on Homo Sapien.
He's got a long way to go now. They definitely need a safety car here. B Right all over the back of Matt. He's coming up the straight. Look at the speed. You've got so much pace coming on the back of the car in front. Pricey all over the back of Maxi Block now as well. We've got Fanfinus all over the back of Bats Plus as well.
Oh, is that B Right? B Right's just crashed.
B Right's crashed?
Yeah, he's lost his front wing. I don't know how he's still in this race. He's completely... I just saw him spinning in the background behind Matt.
So B Right has crashed again, so he's not having a great race again. He's going to have to pit. Safety cars out. That is perfect for B Right, and it's also perfect for Ed and Walker, who had to pit at the start of this race. Great for Rob J. Lewis. He dived into the pitch just as that safety car came out as well. So the two Renaults up to 5th and 6th. What a race they're having.
Yeah, I don't think this is what Maxi Block would have wanted, to be fair. I think he would have wanted it a bit later if there was going to be a safety car. Just make use of those soft tyres.
Yeah, I agree.
Saying that, he goes into the pits and that puts Pricey in the lead.
Yeah, so Maxi Block opts into pit. So what is he going to go on to here? I can see medium tyres coming out. No, they're not his. I've seen a lot of hard tyres coming out. Yeah, and he opts for the hards as well here, Maxi Block. That really does help Bats Plus as well, who's up to 6th. So nearly everybody pits. I tell you, that has really helped B Right. He was on for a bad race again, but with the safety car coming out, he's still well within a chance of getting points in this race. Look
especially
at Lemon,
with,
who...
still 8 drivers to pit in front of him. He could still get podium. He could still be on for a podium.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, all of these guys still need to pit in front. So Price is still leading the Grand Prix. Stayed out on them softs. Matt and Jake. The two McLaren drivers again in second and third, all out on them soft compounds. So staying out, and the McLarens for the second week in a row sit in second and third. Lemon up 9 places.
One of the McLarens didn't hit on the safety car just to sort of mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
On soft, it's gonna. One of them will have to go 1 lap longer.
I tell you, he's in a great position here, Steg. He's not had no damage. He started on the medium compound tyre. He's not had to pit. He currently sits in 8th position.
He's had a great start there.
Yeah. He has, yeah. Into the points, and he's only 4 laps on the mediums behind the safety car now. So yeah, everybody above Maxi Block will still need to take a pit stop. Q-Boy's finally doing well. He is. He's up into 5th. Still needs to pit. So does everybody else. Jake Laddop's to pit now. Bad decision there by Jake. If he was going to go into the pits, I would have done it as soon as the safety car came out. You'll lose every position now. So Be Right already back into the points now in 10th. And Steg up to 7th place.
It looks like he got a bit of wind damage, so it looks like he was just hitting to get rid of that, maybe.
Ah, right, yeah. Get rid of the wing damage. Lemon will be happy with his start as well in 4th position. So Lemon, who on the back of these McLarens, they've had huge battles this season, the McLarens and the Renaults.
They have. It's definitely an interesting battle to see who will come out on top at the end of the championship.
Yeah, you're right, it will. They are very close. So looking at the moment, you've got, after everybody pits, it looks like Maxi Block will probably take the lead of this Grand Prix again, because he's currently leading. Like he was leading when he went into the pits. Everybody in front of him still needs to pit. But you've got the Moz Monster in second and Be Right in third.
And then behind him you've got Phantomus, who started 20th, but he's also got his pit stop on as well. So
you're right, yeah. So Phantomus, once everybody pits, he will be currently sitting in 4th position. I don't think it's worked out well. I know the softs are a lot faster, but I don't think it's worked out well for everybody that didn't pit.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be safety car in this lap, I think. So yeah, they're going to have to get a move on if they're going to want to open that gap up.
Yeah, I think the only driver it worked out well for was Steg, because he doesn't need to pit anytime soon. Remember guys, if you're enjoying what you're watching, we are here every Sunday 10 AM for our silver race and 3 PM for our gold race. Please do give us a follow, and Pricey gets a good start. Matt and Jake right behind him, half a second. Lemon who just losing a bit of time to Jake. Q-Boys trying to catch the Renault driver backs, plus the championship leader all over the back of the Alfa Romeo. Fanfinus has took Be Right tries to come back at him. Fanfinus has got the inside line, the side by side, they're wheel to wheel. Be Right's got the overtake. Fanfinus comes back at him. I think he might have had to let him back past there for a legal overtake. In Stubix is in a great position as well. Lemon who with a time penalty. Can Matt catch Pricey? Now it'll be interesting to see if these guys can open up a gap before they have to go into the pit lane on them softs.
It will be. Maxi Block right behind Steg, still only half a second behind.
Yes, Steg on the faster compound as well.
Max is going to want to get him past him quick, because Moz is only a couple of tenths behind him too.
Yeah, the more Maxi gets held up and the more Pricey tries to take a lead of this Grand Prix in open air, the more chance he's got of getting that position back. And Maxi Block, he is all over the back of Steg now. Yellow flag sector 3, there's a Haas. There's a Haas, that's Marius Daniel. He's hit the wall and lost his whole front wing, so a terrible race for the Haas driver. He's just not had any luck today here in Russia. Bats Plus all over Q-Boys coming up the straight. He's going to have the pace. No, just not enough track. And Maxi Block still not able to get past Steg, but he goes down the inside. Can he get it? Steg's got the line. He just dives back in behind the Williams driver and Maxi Block, and here comes Moz as well. Marius Daniel has left. He's DNF'd. So into the pit lane and a retired car, our first one today. Ed Williams with a time penalty. Where is he? He currently sits in 16th position. Walker's out. Oh. Walker is out of this race. He's crashed, he's lost it, and there's a safety car. This is perfect for all of these drivers on soft compound tyres. I think we'll see every driver in the top 6 now all go into the pit lane.
I reckon they'll be going on to mediums now, possibly. Like, you think?
Yeah, I think they'll go mediums. Yeah.
But it's still going to put them down at the back of the grid. Looking at the intervals, 24 seconds for pit stop.
Looking at it as well, Jake's obviously said to Matt, I'll go into the pit lane, you go out for another lap, because they didn't want a double stack. That puts Maxi Block second in this Grand Prix. The Moz third. Steg is up to 4th position. Fanfinus is up 15 places to 5th. B right now up to 6th, and in Stubix, phenomenal race by the Williams driver, is up to 7th place. Ed Williams nearly back in the points now. Joe says both McLarens after pit. We know, but they didn't want a double stack, so Matt stayed out. He's going to stay out on them softs. So look at everybody that had to pit. Bats Plus now 18th, Q-Boys 17th, Lemon 16th, Jake 15th, Brycey 14th, all had to pit and lost. They're right at the back of the grid now, but all on the medium compound tyres. And Matt deciding to stay out on them soft compound.
Bats is going to have some work to do here, sitting in 18th place on the grid. But,
he is. I think he's going to have to drive for his life to get any valuable points out of this race now. So safety car will stay out for another lap. And Matt stays out on them softs again. So 2 safety cars have been out now, and Matt is the only driver on the whole track to not take a pit stop. Yeah, Joe, the softs should last a lot longer. There's been 2 safety cars, so he's realistically only done about 4 laps on them soft compounds, so he should get quite a few more laps out of them. He probably won't pit till like lap 15.
I was just thinking the same thing about Stake still hasn't pitted on those mediums. He could go a bit deeper in the race and then...
I mean, Steg could potentially get to the point where he can just switch to softs at the end of this race now. Like, probably you're looking... He could probably pit lap 20 Steg and have a nice 7 laps on the softs. Safety car is in this lap, so we will go back racing again. Hallis is up 5 positions as well. He's in the points, so both the Red Bulls in the points. And both the Williams in the points. But I tell you who's not in the points, and that is our championship leader, Bats Plus, in the Alpha Tauri.
Max Block does have a good chance to gain some valuable championship points on him. I think he's 45 behind him, so if he does win this race, he could more than halve that gap. Which
with sure 6 races to go, is going to really hot up the end of this league. The end of this season. And so Matt goes racing again. Maxi Block is behind him. The Moz, did that somebody slip out? Sam Flea slipped out. So Sam Flea loses a few positions. The Moz is all over the back of Maxi Block as well. So Sam Flea out of the points and Ed now into them. Yellow flag, sector 1. That's a Red Bull. That's a Homo Sapien has lost it. So Homo Sapien loses it and he's now out of the points, and Sam Flea is back in them. So nearly a second, the gap already between Matt and Maxi Block. Look how much quicker them soft tyres are.
Oh, what's happened to Stubix? He's just retired.
Oh, Stubix was having a great race. Him and Rob J. Lewis are both out. So it looks like Stubix has lost it. And Rob, I think, has probably crashed into him. He has.
I think so, Pricey got caught up in it as well. He's got wing damage.
Pricey with wing damage. This could be perfect for Matt to pit, under the virtual safety car, whether he does or not.
Could, I think Jake, loads of drivers got caught up in that. Jake's got wing damage. Absolute carnage.
He has. Matt has pitted. So on to the mediums for the rest of this race, and now Maxi Block is the leader of this Grand Prix. The virtual safety car's still out, which is great for Matt. As he comes in and gets out, he will come out right next to his teammate. Jake has gone into the pits as well.
Yeah, there was loads of drivers with damage. Ed, Jake and Lemon.
Oh look, everybody went into him. Everybody's back in the pits. So this is huge for everybody else. Bats Plus now back up to 9th. The Steg and Fanfinus up 15 and 16 positions. Unbelievable. Maxi Bottom now leading this Grand Prix again. And Moz Monster in 2nd in the Renault. Sam Flea gets the overtake on B Right. B Right looking very slow there.
I'm not sure what happened, but it looks like he's had a bit of contact with someone. He's lost quite a lot of time.
Yeah, he's got wing damage. B Right's got wing damage again. So B Right going to have to go into the pits again. It's not going well here. And Q-Boy's now up to 7th. Sam Flea in 6th. Hallis is up to 5th position. Can Fanfinis take Steg to move in to them podium positions? Goes to the inside line. And Steg just stays in front. Matt has taken B right now. B right is in the pits. Oh, Fanfinis just diving to the opposite side. He's lost it. He's lost it. Fanfinis was having a brilliant race and he's completely lost it. He's got front wing damage as well. He was going to the end of this race. Unbelievable for Fanfinis.
Q-Boys is in a great position here now. He's got no penalties. He's in 6th position. Still got Steg having to pit in front of him.
You're right, he is. He's in a brilliant position, Q-Boys. So Hallis going to try and catch F7R Steg now. I think Steg will try and go as many laps as possible, and if a safety car or virtual safety car comes out, it is perfect for him. So Maxi Block opening up a gap now to the Moz. Bats Plus all over the back of Q-Boys as well. He's trying to catch him. Bats Plus is going to be relishing this opportunity to move up to these podium positions now. Ed Williams setting the fastest lap of the race so far. Moves up to 9th as well as Fanfinis is now in the pits. And Bats Plus and Q-Boys are racing. And Bats Plus just has to slot back in behind him. Can't get the overtake. Got Hallis going to try and get the overtake on Steg in the Mercedes. Not able to do it that time. He's got the long straight to come now. Can he stay in front? And that is it. The move is done. Hallis has got the overtake and Steg is down to 4th, but he's got a nice 1.7 second gap to Sam Flea. It's when does Steg pit? I think any time after sort of lap 18 he can pit. And Hallis is in a podium position. I don't think he's seen them podiums since week 3. Q-Boys penalty free as well, sitting in 6th position.
Got a great chance there. He doesn't want to be battling with Bats Plus too much though, losing time there.
You're right, he doesn't. Ed just racing on his own. Nobody in front, nobody behind.
B Right seems to be struggling a little bit now. He came out off the pits and then Fanfinis comes straight back out in front of him. And doesn't seem to be having that pace that
he's got wing damage again.
Again?
He's got wing damage again. That is unbelievable. I mean, if he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck. Really bad for B Right. Just not these going races, his way.
They don't seem to be. No.
I mean, what's he had now? A DNF. He had a terrible race last week due to collisions, and now again this week, and he's now got wing damage again, and he sits in 13th. Bats Plus trying to catch Q-Boys again. And coming up the straight, can he catch him? Pricey takes B Right. B Right just with that wing damage. There's nothing else he can do now. But I don't think there's going to be enough track for the championship leader of Bats Plus to catch Q-Boys, and there's not as they come into turn 1. Let's have a look at the tyre wear here, because Sam Flea, Maxi and the Moz are all 10 laps on the hards. I don't think that should be a problem coming to the end of this race.
We've got Hallis on the 13 lap mediums, whether he'll be able to make it to the end of the race.
And Steg on 15.
Steg still has to pit, do his mandatory pit stop. But I think Hallis started on soft.
Whether he can get to the end of this race, because 6 of them laps are behind safety car as well, so the tyre wear will be a lot lower than it usually is. But Bats Plus is all over the back of Q-Boys now. Hallis gets a time penalty, that's not good. I think Steg is waiting for that opportunity now. I think it's any time from now he's going to switch to them soft compound, but he really needs a VSC or a safety car to come out, and it would be the perfect strategy for Steg now.
Would you just carry on until, let's say, lap 20, until maybe a safety car or VSC comes out?
I think you've got nothing to lose in the situation he's in. I don't think the tyres are at the point where he's losing too much time. I mean, he's keeping the time from Sam Flea to around 1.5, around there, lower and higher. It's now 1.2, but I don't think he's losing too much time. So whether I'd take a gamble, you're going to be going on the softs anyway. I'd probably take a gamble and see if I can just go to lap 20, see if anything comes out. If it doesn't, then I've got to take that pit stop.
Yeah, just looking at it, it looks like it'll come out about 9th or 10th maybe.
So still be in the points.
Not a bad position to be in, and obviously on the softer compound.
Yeah, fresh softs. What would you do, Taylor? Would you pit?
I would pit, yeah, probably just because softs do last quite long round here.
Yeah.
And 10 laps on them, going to be at least a second quicker than everyone else. So
that's very true. Yeah, you're going to be so much quicker on them softs than any other driver. And the thing is, if he pits now, he's got more laps to catch. Whereas you're sort of taking a gamble, waiting, like I said, waiting for that safety car. You're taking a gamble that might not pay off. Whereas if you opt to go in now and get them softs on, you're going to stop losing time. It's now half a second to Sam Flea. You're going to stop losing time, and then you're going to start making time up on all these drivers. He might leave it too late where he's not got a chance at catching these guys.
That's it, especially if Hallis has to do another pit stop as well. That could be a position he gains by doing an undercut.
I mean, looking at Sam Flea and Bats Plus, the 2 Alpha Tauris are just all over the back of Steg now. Hallis as well. Steg is staying with Hallis. I've seen a little slip out from Steg, so maybe he is starting to struggle on them mediums.
If you were Sam Flea, would you let Bats through, knowing that he's in a championship fight and your main rivals winning the race?
Definitely, 100%. If that's me, I let him through. He's probably going to let him through in a second. I can't imagine coming onto this straight. Yeah, look at that, just moves out the way and says go through. You got to remember, these guys are trying to go for the Constructors' trophies at the end of the season. Not only that, his teammates trying to go for the championship as well. So, but in doing that, Sam Flea has lost the position to Q-Boys as well.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, Steg goes wide. Can he come back at him? Yep, Steg is going into the pits. So Steg finally pits in this race. 17 laps on their mediums. And he will now go on to fresh, soft compound tyres. I mean, talking about the way I was saying it as well. I mean, if the safety car comes out, he's still going to be on fresh softs. Catching the pack that are going to be bunched up as well. So
That's true. If he can get a lap or two in before, it wouldn't be so bad either.
That's
Gain
true.
that little bit extra time.
Ed now up to 8th as well. So yeah, look at Bats Plus now. So Sam Flea let him through, and Bats Plus is now catching Hallis, trying to get in them podium positions, trying to get points for the team.
Hallis does have 8 seconds worth of penalties, but Q-Boy is still with no penalties so far. He's doing really well there.
Yeah, so Q-Boy is still in with a great chance of a podium here. 8 laps to go as well. So Steg is out in 11th, but he's only 1 second behind Jake on fresh softs as well. Yeah, now a second inside Hallis. He's going to have DRS now. His laps are 7. His tyres, sorry, are 7 laps fresher as well. Look at the 2 racing points in 15th and 16th. Had a terrible race today, the racing points.
Yeah, Ben, he didn't really have anything to lose. I think he was sitting down in a 12th position before he pitted. He done the right thing, just going onto the softs, and just, you never know if there's a safety car.
Very
being
true.
on fresh softs could work his way up.
Steg's in the points. He managed to get past Jake, which was unbelievable. Jake's going to try and come back at him in that McLaren, but there's not going to be enough track. And Steg on them fresh softs is in the points in that Mercedes. Bats Plus is catching Hallis with every single corner that he takes. Here he goes down the straight. He's catching him. The Alpha Tauri all over the back of the Red Bull. Goes down the outside and gets the overtake. Hallis has gone into the wall. He clips Bats Plus. And that could ruin Hallis's whole race. This is really bad now. That is terrible for Hallis. He's going to have to go in the pits. 6 laps on a damaged wing. It's just not worth it round here. So Q-Boy is now up to 4th position. Hallis will be absolutely destroyed with that. Bats Plus trying to go round him. It looked like Bats Plus just went back in front of him too early and pushed Hallis into the wall.
Q-Boy's just missing out on that DRS there as well, so he'll be wanting to stay with him.
Unbelievable. I feel for Hallis there. He was in a great position, but that's Steg up to 9th, and he's all over the back of Homo Sapien on them fresh, soft compound tyres. So Steg is racing for points here. So made a great decision to jump onto them softs and try and catch these guys in front. He's all over the back of Homo Sapien now. We've got Matt all over the back of Sam Flea as they come down the straight as well. The same position that Bats took Hallis, but just doesn't have enough track to get past him. We've got Steg on Homo Sapien. He gets past him. Steg is up to 8th position in that Mercedes. Let's have a look at the penalties for the drivers. So Q-Boys without a penalty will move up into a podium position. He will finish 3rd in this race at the moment. We've got Steg in 8th, but he's got 12 seconds worth of penalties. That will move him out of the top 10. No, we'll move him 10th. And Maxi got no penalties. Matt going to try and take Sam Flea. Hallis, sorry.
Harris a good chance of scoring points here. Both Jack and Pricey on got 6 seconds worth of penalties. As I say that, he's in the pit now.
Yeah, so he's still got a chance of getting in the points, Hallis, you're right. He's got 5 laps to try and catch on them fresh softs. So we've got Matt all over the back of Sam Flea. Sam Flea opting for the long, wide route. He's on them hard compounds. Matt on them mediums. He's got the faster tyre. He's coming down the straight. He's going to go for the overtake. Is he going to reach him? He's out of ERS, Sam, as well. Just not a... Oh, he does. What an overtake. Matt, I was completely not even concentrating then. He gets a fantastic overtake. Sam tries to come back at him. They're wheel-to-wheel racing here. But Matt, phenomenal driving. Moves up to 5th position and gets the overtake on Sam Flea. So Jake all over the back of the Red Bull Homo Sapien as well. Sam Flea's taken Matt back the wheel to wheel. So they were coming down the straight. They've just touched. Sam just slips out. Wow, that is close.
That's as close as you want to be going for that corner.
I know, yeah. That is really close. Q Boys with his first penalty of this Grand Prix. Now he's out of the podium positions with that penalty. All he had to do was stay within 3 seconds of Bats plus.
Bats has moved up to 6 seconds as well in penalties, so it's still not over for him.
Oh, has it? So Bats is up to 6, so Q Boys is still in with a chance of a podium then, yeah. Jake with 3 seconds, he's in 10th, that's going to help Hallis a bit. And also Steg. So not really a battle out on track at the moment, apart from Jake and Homo Sapien. Yeah, so Jake not managing to catch Homo Sapien at the moment. He's just staying the same distance away each lap. He's going to have DRS coming up the straight though. Can he pick the pace up? He's got ERS. Oh, goes wide. Still catching him. Homo Sapien's completely out of ERS and he goes past him with ease. Jake is up to 9th. The 2 Red Bulls now in 10th and 11th. So brilliant move, and Pricey gets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Won't get the extra points, sat in 14th though.
Q-Boys is slowly slipping away from Bats at the minute, up to 2.11 now, with 3 laps to go after this one.
He is, he needs to stay with him if he wants that podium. Ben says, I think Homo Sapien let Jake past. Yellow flag sector 2, there's a Red Bull. I think
Homo Sapien now, yeah.
Homo Sapien, wow, what happened to him? He might have damage, we don't know. No, he doesn't have wing damage. He did slip out though. No safety car now though. This is the end of the race like this now. The Moz, a 3-second time penalty for the Moz. Maxi Block, not a single penalty in that Williams. He's led this race. He's stayed out of trouble, the Williams driver. And he's 2 seconds clear and on his way to victory and closing down that gap to the championship leader. Yep, Q-Boys is losing time. He needs to stay with Bats Plus now. 2 laps to go. You have to stay within 1 second of him. 8 tenths now. It's 2.2. 2.3. Bats Plus really turning the pressure on. 2.4. He's within 6 tenths, Q-Boys, of losing this podium. Matt is catching him as well. Matt is catching Q-Boys. Steg is taking time as well. He's taking as much time as he needs, but he gets another 3-second time penalty. That might have cost him a top 10.
We've got Moz slowly catching Maxi Block, but it looks like it's going to be too late to put any pressure on. Still 2 seconds away.
Plus with the time penalty as well.
Them two have sort of been in their own race today. Sort of, no one really needed them after the pit stops.
No.
Still 8 seconds behind them.
Yeah, that's Maxi Block and the Moz. Once the pit stops were all sorted out, they were just on their own up there. They both went onto the hard compound tyres and it worked perfectly for them. And Bats Plus as well.
It's up to 2.9 now between between 2.9 and 3 seconds now between Q-Boys and Bats Plus.
So Q-Boys has lost it. He's 3 seconds back down to 2.9. If he makes that 3 seconds, he has got the podium. Bats Plus just has a slight slip out there. It's the last lap of this Russian Grand Prix and it's 2.8 between Q-Boys and Bats Plus for the last podium position here. 2.7. Q-Boys needs to stay with him. Ed is only 1.1 off Sam Flea as well. So Q-Boys now 2.9. He's 1/10 off losing this podium. Let's jump onto the penalties. So if Matt manages to take Q-Boys and get within 3 seconds of Bats Plus on this last lap, he'll get the podium. It's a bit of a long shot though. He's still 2.9 Q-Boys, he's got it, but Matt's here, he's only 8 tenths, he's got DRS. Could he possibly do it? Q-Boys is still in that zone to get a podium. Matt knows if he gets past Q-Boys and gets within that 3 seconds, he's taking this podium here in Russia. Only a few corners to go, but Maxi Block comes through to take the win here in Russia. The Moz comes through in second place. Bats Plus has slipped out slightly. Q-Boys and Matt are battling. Bats Plus comes through, but Q-Boys goes into third position. And Matt just misses out on gaining a position on Bats Plus, but Q-Boys finally gets that podium and moves into third in that Alfa Romeo. Bats Plus misses out by 0.084. Matt comes through in fifth. Ed in sixth position. Sam Flea in the other Alpha Tauri in seventh. Jake in eighth. Steg finishes in the points again in ninth. A phenomenal race from the back. And Hallis. Steg in 10th, Hallis in 11th. Really tough to take that for Hallis.
Three tenths off being outside the points there from Hallis. Quite unlucky there.
Really unlucky. After what happened as well.
great driving from Q Boys like to just get that podium. Less than a 10th in it.
Oh, to stay within that time zone was phenomenal. Who was your driver of the day, Taylor?
Driver of the day, it's close between Steg and Maxi probably. It looked like they made a mistake, him and Moz, going onto the hards early, but it worked out in the end.
Yeah, you're right.
How about you? Who was your driver of the
day? Yeah, I would have probably said the same. It was between Steg, maybe Maxi or Moz. They just had phenomenal drives. But if you had to pick one, it's your pick today, Taylor. Who is your pick?
I would have to go with Maxi. He just he sort of just controlled the race.
He did. Maxi did have a phenomenal race. Let's go through the standings. So your race winner here in Russia is Maxi Block. Finishing in second is the Moz Monster, and finishing in the final podium position, Q Boys in the Alfa Romeo, Bats Plus in fourth, and Matt in the McLaren finishes in fifth. Ed in the Mercedes in sixth, and Sam Flea in the Alfa Tauri finishes in seventh. I think that's wrong. I think that's the other way round. Homo Sapien in eighth, Jake in ninth in the McLaren, and Steg finishes out the top 10. Right, let's get these boys in. Right, so we've got Maxi, Moz and Q Boys. Taylor, do you want to do the interviews?
Yeah, I'm happy to do.
Good stuff. So we've got Q Boys in. Taylor, do you want to take it?
Yeah, sure. How do you feel, Q Boys? Great racing there. It seemed a bit intense for you.
I know what I say, he called you bottle job.
Was there a point in the race where you thought, oh, Bats is just going to get away from me, there's the podium's lost?
Yeah, it was very close, mate. You're right. It was great for me and Taylor to watch as well. Well, you did well to keep within that 3 seconds. Really well to keep within that 3 seconds. Well, we'll move on. Congratulations on a podium, Q Boys. Fantastic racing. Well done, mate. Can't wait to see you race next week. Right, Taylor, on to Maxi. Maxi, well done, mate. Another race win. You've closed that gap now. Congratulations, mate, on another race win. Fantastic drive, and we look forward to seeing you again next week, mate. Take care. Well, Taylor, a phenomenal race. Great to watch for us. Fantastic racing from the Gold drivers. Yeah, it was really good to watch. Thank you so much for Be Right for commentating on the silver race this morning, and a big thank you to Taylor for stepping up and did a great job today here in Gold. No problem. And we are back next Sunday. I don't even know what race it is. I've lost track. Japan Suzuka next. So we will be back next Sunday, 10 AM for our silver race. 3 PM for our Gold race. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next week.